Everybody knew it was happening. Tourists knew, expats knew, businesses knew, even the authorities knew. For years, there was one open secret in Thailand that almost nobody talked about honestly. Not publicly, not directly. People joked about it, whispered about it, built entire lifestyles around it. And now, that secret is slowly coming to an end. And for a lot of people, that's very bad news. When most people think about Thailand, they imagine freedom, cheap living, easy visas, relaxed rules, unlimited nightlife, a place where you could escape pressure back home and start over. And for a long time, that image felt true, especially for foreigners who wanted something different from Western life. Thailand became more than a travel destination. For many people, it became a loophole, a place where rules felt flexible, where systems felt relaxed, and where people believed they could stay almost indefinitely if they understood how things worked. That was the secret. Not one specific law, not one specific industry, but an entire culture of informal flexibility. Visa runs, cash arrangements, unofficial shortcuts, connections, agent systems, quiet workarounds. Everybody knew they existed, and for years, many people depended on them, especially long-term expats, retirees living close to the financial limits, digital nomads working quietly online, and people trying to stay in Thailand without the proper long-term status. The system wasn't exactly legal, but it wasn't fully stopped either, and because of that, people became comfortable. Too comfortable. But now, Thailand is changing, and the signs are everywhere. More digital tracking, more immigration enforcement, more financial checks, more pressure on businesses, more monitoring of foreign residents, and less tolerance for gray areas. At first, most people ignored it. They assumed it was temporary, just another crackdown, because Thailand has always had periods of stricter enforcement before. But this time feels different. Why? Because the country itself is evolving. Thailand no longer wants to be seen only as a cheap escape destination. It wants structure, higher value tourism, long-term investment, digital systems, financial transparency. And that shift changes everything, especially for people who built their lives around the old system. I started noticing it slowly. Friends who lived comfortably for years suddenly stressed about renewals, people talking nervously inside cafes in Pattaya, Telegram groups filled with immigration rumors, foreigners making emergency trips to neighboring countries because paperwork suddenly became complicated. And everywhere I went, I kept hearing the same sentence: Thailand isn't like it used to be. At first, I thought people were exaggerating, but after spending more time around long-term expats, I understood what they really meant. It wasn't just about visas, it was about uncertainty. For years, many foreigners lived with a mindset that Thailand would always remain flexible, that there would always be another workaround, another stamp, another agent, another unofficial solution. But now, that confidence is disappearing, and honestly, that scares people, especially older expats. Because when you spend 10 or 15 years building a life somewhere, you stop thinking like a tourist. Your routines become local, your friends become local, sometimes your relationships and families become local too. Thailand stops feeling temporary, it feels permanent. So when rules suddenly tighten, it doesn't feel like a travel inconvenience, it feels like your entire future becomes unstable. One retiree I met in Jomtien explained it perfectly. He told me, "The problem isn't Thailand changing, the problem is we built our lives assuming it never would." And that sentence stayed in my mind, because honestly, he was right. A lot of people confused flexibility with permanence, but no country stays the same forever. Now let's talk about another uncomfortable truth. Not everyone in Thailand was living honestly. Some people worked illegally online while pretending to be tourists. Some abused visa exemptions repeatedly. Others used questionable agents who handled everything behind the scenes. And for years, many of these systems operated quietly because enforcement wasn't consistent. But once governments begin digitizing systems, everything changes. Data becomes connected, patterns become visible,
Repeated entries become obvious, financial inconsistencies become easier to detect, and suddenly, the old methods stop working. That's why some foreigners are panicking now. Not necessarily because Thailand is anti-foreigner, but because the environment is becoming harder to manipulate. And there's another reason this transition feels emotional. Thailand sold a dream for many people: freedom, escape, reinvention, a place where you could leave behind stress, pressure, and complicated systems back home. But now, Thailand itself is becoming more structured, more regulated, more modernized. And while that's positive in many ways, it also means the wild freedom image is fading, especially in places like Pattaya and parts of Bangkok nightlife. Prices are higher, checks are stricter, rules are clearer, and the days of doing everything casually, those are slowly disappearing. Now here's the important part. This doesn't mean Thailand is becoming a bad place, far from it. Thailand is still one of the most beautiful and fascinating countries in the world. The food, the culture, the lifestyle, the people, that hasn't disappeared. But the fantasy version of Thailand, the version where you could stay forever with no planning, no structure, and no consequences, that version is dying. And honestly, maybe it had to. Because eventually every country reaches a point where growth requires control, especially after tourism exploded for decades. Now here's where things get emotional. A lot of foreigners aren't just afraid of new rules, they're afraid of losing identity. Because for many long-term expats, Thailand became part of who they are. The beach cafes, the routines, the social circles, the slower lifestyle. They built entire versions of themselves here. So when uncertainty enters the picture, it feels personal, very personal. And social media makes it even worse. One rejected visa extension becomes a viral rumor. One immigration story turns into panic across entire expat communities. Suddenly,
Everybody knew it was happening. Tourists knew, expats knew, businesses knew, even the authorities knew. For years, there was one open secret in Thailand that almost nobody talked about honestly. Not publicly, not directly. People joked about it, whispered about it, built entire lifestyles around it. And now, that secret is slowly coming to an end. And for a lot of people, that's very bad news. When most people think about Thailand, they imagine freedom, cheap living, easy visas, relaxed rules, unlimited nightlife, a place where you could escape pressure back home and start over. And for a long time, that image felt true, especially for foreigners who wanted something different from Western life. Thailand became more than a travel destination. For many people, it became a loophole, a place where rules felt flexible, where systems felt relaxed, and where people believed they could stay almost indefinitely if they understood how things worked. That was the secret. Not one specific law, not one specific industry, but an entire culture of informal flexibility. Visa runs, cash arrangements, unofficial shortcuts, connections, agent systems, quiet workarounds. Everybody knew they existed, and for years, many people depended on them, especially long-term expats, retirees living close to the financial limits, digital nomads working quietly online, and people trying to stay in Thailand without the proper long-term status. The system wasn't exactly legal, but it wasn't fully stopped either, and because of that, people became comfortable. Too comfortable. But now, Thailand is changing, and the signs are everywhere. More digital tracking, more immigration enforcement, more financial checks, more pressure on businesses, more monitoring of foreign residents, and less tolerance for gray areas. At first, most people ignored it. They assumed it was temporary, just another crackdown, because Thailand has always had periods of stricter enforcement before. But this time feels different. Why? Because the country itself is evolving. Thailand no longer wants to be seen only as a cheap escape destination. It wants structure, higher value tourism, long-term investment, digital systems, financial transparency. And that shift changes everything, especially for people who built their lives around the old system. I started noticing it slowly. Friends who lived comfortably for years suddenly stressed about renewals.
people talking nervously inside cafes in Pattaya, Telegram groups filled with immigration rumors, foreigners making emergency trips to neighboring countries because paperwork suddenly became complicated.